Soccer. Chattanooga football club and Detroit City FC. This is a short time. The third night, or the third meeting, sorry, between Chattanooga and Detroit City. I think that has now become maybe Chattanooga FC's fiercest rival. The club will be joining us. The first team is joining CFC in the Founders Cup in fall of 2019. And then in the future 2020 professional league within the NCSL. As a quick to our viewers, we are having some internet connection issues and some microphone issues. We apologize for any inconvenience. We will try to work on tonight, so please bear with us. I am Matt Caviccio, joined by Alex. Alex, welcome to the show. Alex, give us the second game. What do you expect to see tonight?
Well, like the first, I expect there to be a lot of mutations. A lot of trial and error. Not being pulled in there tonight. There's have a bit more practice together from the first that they only had a couple of days. But
half-hour drive all the way to Michigan. I'll tell you what, Alex, nothing beats CFC soccer on a Saturday night.
especially knowing about this kind of weather. It's a perfect day today.
It is a perfect day for soccer in Chattanooga. The teams are getting ready to walk out on the field. In the few moments we have before then, we're going to go over a rough lineup for CFC. We are expecting another, you were with us 2 weeks ago, again expecting some heavy rotation among players, including the possibility of 6 or 7 subs at halftime. As always, we keep you posted on news, this changes out as it comes. Listen to the noise in here.
The crowd will be very, very vocal tonight.
This place is buzzing.
Both supporters groups tonight are very, very vocal in their own rights. And with them both sitting directly beside each other, there should be a very, very loud atmosphere for that tonight.
I'm not going to lie, it's actually kind of hard to hear ourselves up here.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. But hopefully something will die down when the stadium music cuts out. It should be good to go by match time. So now the support section will get quiet.
Yeah. We're going to take a quick break. Just listen to the sounds of the crowd. And we'll be right back now after the starting lineup for the national anthem.
Detroit City FC. Number 8, Becky Goodman. Number 9, Sean Lawson. Number 12, Willie Spur. Number 15, Jimmy Fiskus. Number 18, David Edwardson. Number 19, John Evans. Number 21, Jalen Chrysler. Number 22, Stephen Carroll. Number 23, Amadou Cisse. Number 29, your Chattanooga Football Club. Number 1, Phil D'Amico. Number 3, Montel McKenzie. Number 5, Genki Miyachi. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats. And in the spirit of having our friend...
And we're back. For those of you just joining us, this is Matt Caniglio on the call tonight. I'm joined by my good friend Alex.
Hello.
You just heard the starting lineups of the national anthem. We'll go ahead and run through those as the players get ready to take the field. For Detroit City, number 8, Becky Goodman. Number 9, Sean Lawson. Number 12, Willie Spur. Thorn Uhashchek. Number 15, Max Vilshrei. And number 1 in goal, Phil D'Amico. We want to give a special shout out and welcome to those watching together at the Detroit City Clubhouse. The Northern Guard is obviously well represented tonight, like they always are when Detroit City is on the road. But we know there's a big watch party at the clubhouse, and we appreciate you guys being on the stream.
Of Chattanooga FC.
And we're the first professional sports club in America to have true, well, soccer at least, to have true supporter ownership, modeled off of the Packers, and the response has been incredible. Over $600,000, maybe $650,000 now raised. As we're underway, Soren Uhashchek will get us started right back. On the field, that looks to be number 9, Sean Lawson.
A bit too relaxed coming out of the gates. Maybe not completely woken up yet. I'm sure that'll get them going though.
If that doesn't get them going, I don't know what will.
Right. Very, very close chance there. Just barely over the bar.
Last year's meeting at Finley Stadium saw CFC dominate the lion's share of play, but struggle to finish as the ball goes out of play on Phil D'Amico's goal kick. And Detroit City took advantage of that in the second half with taking advantage on a mistake and then off of a counterattack as Detroit City won that game 2-1. CFC had to come from behind to take a 1-1 draw away at Keyworth Stadium the following week. As Marias clears the ball.
And for Chattanooga, I believe that they will definitely want to get a win, especially in their home stadium. And against a team they haven't been able to win against yet.
Obviously, the goal of every game is to win. But there are still several players that need to be evaluated for the long term as Montel McKenzie picks it up and sends it in towards Felipe Oliveira. Oliveira can't control. And it's saved.
It's a pretty nasty tackle.
Oliveira going for the ball, but a little bit late there.
And the Detroit players are not happy with him at all. Which I can't really blame them there. They're trying to keep their own players safe, and the team's more of a family as it is. And to see someone like that take a tackle of that quality and that late, I could understand their frustration. And I'm surprised if the ref doesn't have any further action,
I think
which
he's
looks
got a
like a
card
card, yeah.
We're going to see what this is here. Tamika's just going to have to play this out. Rather choppy play so far, these first 5 minutes. With Detroit City having a little bit more of the ball, definitely looking more dangerous to start.
Chattanooga is struggling to keep possession through these first opening minutes as well, which is odd to see, really, with them playing a more equally matched opponent as opposed to last time out against.
Yeah, I think we're going to see. I think we're going to see as the half goes along, players fall into the rhythm of the game, get a little bit more used to the other players around them, build a little bit of chemistry. This is only the second game, and these guys have only practiced now about four or five times in total, and that's if they were with us 2 weeks ago for Comunicaciones. Down the left-hand side now. CFC appears to be putting a little bit of token pressure on, holding a high line, but mostly sitting back, clogging up the midfield. It's forced Detroit to go over the top a couple times, and there's another example. Soren Hashtag with the header. Costa trying to control. And Soren just gives it away.
It seems to me like CFC's very content with letting Detroit play around in the back and making them go for a more risky and dangerous ball over the top versus being able to play through the mid and gather up a more stable attack.
D'Amico's got this one just fine, even though the assistant's flag went up. Tosses it out to Montel McKenzie. McKenzie comes to CFC from Tennessee Wesleyan University via Cincinnati Christian University. He transferred after the fall semester and will be playing for CFC legend Luke Winter at Tennessee Wesleyan this fall. As Dunson's got it now, he's going to switch field to Marias and down to Uhashchak. Good 1-2 there with Juan Hernandez. And Soren's ball can't find Max Wilshere, but Felipe Oliveira's got it, and Costa takes a shot, and Steinwasser saves.
Good play, especially out of the back with Soren and Juan.
First real opportunity for CFC going forward, and forces a save out of Steinwasser.
I'm going to be interested to see how Soren plays as an outside back. I haven't seen much of him in that position.
I can't recall Soren playing outside back since 2016. And I don't believe it happened very often, but it shows that a lot of these players have a lot of positional flexibility.
Which, as a team, that's something you desire a lot of. And you can see that with our forwards especially. They constantly rotate in and out of sides or position. And now to see our defensive players, most of the time, those will get called for the players.
Max botting somebody up. And again, no call. Well, just kidding. The referee got word from his assistant, and a foul committed against Max Wilshere will put the ball in play for Juan Hernandez on a free kick from about 35 yards, maybe 45 yards out.
The way the team's stacking up here, it looks like one's going to try to swing this one in toward the box.
Looks like 5 CFC players in the box with João Costa going to sit on the near side. Hernandez sends it in now. And nobody home. Be out for a CFC throw-in. And this is a nice feature for CFC. When Jordan Dunson's in the game, he's got a great long throw and sometimes these situations can turn into de facto corner kicks. He attempted several of these 2 weeks ago in the second half against Comunicaciones. Nothing came of any of them, although it did produce one dangerous chance. Great throw. Keeper stays home. And Steinwasser is able to collect with relative ease. Quick long ball out towards Lawson. Marias is going to head back to Phil D'Amico. Well done by Ruben Marias there.
And you were mentioning Jordan Dunstan's long throw. That is a good weapon to have in your arsenal as a team. Being able to take longer throws from area near the corner instead of having an actual corner kick for the...
Detroit City puts on a press, and Phil D'Amico just has to boot it out of play for a throw-in.
The ref says it took a deflection for a CFC throw-in.
And Soren has the ball taken away. Might have been looking for a foul call there, though none was given. Ball's out with Stephen Carroll. And his pass goes towards nobody except for the keeper. Alex, we've played 11 minutes. What do you see so far?
I see a very shaky CFC. They haven't really kept possession and made their passes count this first half. They've had a couple of decent opportunities, nothing really to write home about, but I do see their play picking up a...
I think they would have liked to seen a corner kick instead, but the referee is not willing to oblige.
It did look like a rather soft foul from here, but the assistant ref does have the best viewpoint on the field, especially in that situation, so I would believe his call.
Steinwasser goes along. Marias with the header. And Hernandez down to Smarzak. Smarzak, a native of Germany.
We've solved our internet issue. They shouldn't have a problem.
Montel McKenzie looks around, tries to get a ball through, can't, but does deflect it. So Hernandez back to Hernandez. This crosses the no one, although João Costa's running in now. He takes it away. Costa still gets by a defender. Cross in, no one's home. Smarzak can't control. Detroit City goes long towards Ruben Marias, who holds off Sean Lawson and is able to give it to Dunstan. And CFC's gonna regroup, except Dunstan plays it out of play for a Detroit City throw-in. Now that our internet seems to be fully functional again, as a reminder, EPB is the best internet, best cable in town, and they are a proud sponsor of Chattanooga FC.
They sent somebody out as well.
We appreciate them sending out somebody to help take care of some technical difficulties. That's the kind of service you only get from EPB. Appears to be a foul on Chattanooga FC. Detroit City will take a free kick from about 50 yards out. Or maybe from 40 yards out. Although the referee decided to frown upon that idea. While we have a moment, Volkswagen Chattanooga, the official title sponsor of Chattanooga Football Club. Volkswagen Chattanooga, proud sponsors of CFC and the Chattanooligans since 2009. Free kick served in. McKenzie's there to head it away immediately. Costa controls out to Juan Hernandez, who loses it. Out to Felipe Oliveira now. He's going to hold it up a little bit. And Smarzak's able to get it to Juhaszczyk. Now Marias. Out to Montel McKenzie on the left-hand side. And he plays a lazy ball towards Smarzak, who's able to help recover. A little bit worrying from the young Englishman.
I do quite like McKenzie's play style, though. He plays as a very true outside back.
He has got a little bit of sauce as Hernandez plays the ball in forward. Max with the header out to Felipe Oliveira. Oliveira's going to take him on. No, he's going to lay it off to Juan Hernandez, who plays it across to João Costa. Costa tries to slip it in. Juhaszczyk keeps it in play. And it's out for a corner kick.
Chattanooga corner now. And with the build-up there, their possession and their play through the midfield's looking much better in my opinion. It's almost as if they heard me say something about it. We were discussing the opening minutes and improved on it substantially since then.
Sometimes the curse of the commentator is the blessing of the commentators. McKenzie sends it in. And Steinwasser collects.
It was a good idea to flick it on toward the middle. It was a hard angle to hit a ball on target from where he headed the ball, and there was a lot of blue shirts around the keeper.
Good ball out from Steinwasser. It's taken away Oliveira now towards Vilshrei, but it's a little bit behind him. You can see Chattanooga FC start to close in when the ball is turned over, trying to win the ball back. The ball's played in. The free kick goes to Chattanooga FC.
Taking very quickly. And the Chattanooga FC is still keeping that possession very well. And it looks like that's something they're trying to focus on more now, instead of trying to go directly to goal each time.
Hernandez. Looking around, looking for something. Smarzak back to Hernandez. Runs into traffic but somehow keeps the ball. He's going to play it in towards Max Vilshrei. Over to Felipe Oliveira. And Oliveira can't quite maintain, except Smarzak's got it now. Out to Vilshrei. Vilshrei is over the bar.
Goal kick.
Good little play from CFC there, making a little something out of almost nothing.
Yeah.
Helped by the trickery of Juan Hernandez in the center of the park.
Yeah, his foot skills to get away from two players was honestly unbelievable for me. And that's something that has really been a strong point in the CFC midfield, is just his ability on the ball. He can find the passes, he can get around people, and he can get out of tricky situations, which, as a midfielder, is some of the best qualities to have.
Hernandez has been known for plays like that ever since he joined CFC in 2015, right before the playoffs.
He's become almost a club legend since, with his play style and his amount of time playing with and in the team.
McKenzie on the overlap. Takes on a man. Go across, and it's a little too close to Steinwasser.
Good idea, though. Like we were mentioning earlier, McKenzie playing that true outside back, getting up and making crosses, which I personally really enjoy watching an outside back play like that. So they have that attack mindedness to not only defend when the ball's played backwards, but also get up and attack as well.
Miyachi with the deflection there. I need to apologize to Miyachi for a second, as I have been on occasion referring to him as Smarzak. Miyachi, who played 90 minutes for CFC against Fianacassi, is on trial. Signed. The signing was announced on Friday, and he cut his hair, which has made him slightly more difficult to identify. So I apologize to Mr. Miyachi. Costa takes the throw in. Miyachi now. Looks around, doesn't see anything, goes back to Ruben Marias.
Miyachi is playing a different position that he played last time out as well, playing more of a CDM role instead of a center back.
Oliveira out on the left-hand side, looking at running on somebody, crosses him up, and the ball goes a little bit too high for Max Vilshrei. CFC has really grown into the game the last few minutes.
They're looking like a much better side than how they opened. And for the CFC fans, that's a very good sign. And hopefully they'll continue this improvement throughout the rest of the match.
If you've heard me coughing a few times in the background, I do apologize. The pollen count here in Chattanooga has been rather high as Hernandez plays it in. Vilsharai, Steinwasser spilled it but is able to recover.
It's another beautiful play by Hernandez, though. Just slipping in the ball to the very difficult and small openings and finding the players he needs to find, and could have very easily led to a goal.
Steinwasser's up to a couple of saves off of shots and a couple more off of crosses now. Dunson with a header. Biaggi forward towards Oliveira. It's Jimmy Fiskus with the header for Detroit City. It's going to go all the way back towards Phil D'Amico.
You mentioned Steinwasser's name a couple of times already, and since in the last match they played at home here in Finley Stadium between the two clubs, Steinwasser came up very big and made a very, very numerous amount of saves. Also helped out by his posts, but that was part of the reason they actually managed to win that match.
Steinwasser's a very capable keeper, and there's no surprise why Detroit would want to bring him back, as Lawson's able to take advantage and plays the ball in, and D'Amico's going to get there. Amadou Cisse was running in behind. Smarzak can't get it to Oliveira. Tackle by Genki Miyachi is going to be judged to be a foul.
You mentioned Amadou Cisse. I believe he is a new player for Detroit.
A relatively recent signing.
Yeah, and he wasn't on the team last year, and he's been playing well so far, I believe.
Detroit City is now with a new head coach. This is his first game in charge. It's Trevor James. Ben Pierman's the former coach for Detroit City. Took a job with Memphis 901 FC after serving, I believe, 5 years at Detroit City. Coach James has appeared to bring back several of the fan favorites and stalwarts for Detroit City, but obviously, as with any new coach, some new blood is in. Smarzak with the sliding tackle. Oliveira's got it now. McKenzie with some trickery. McKenzie with some more trickery. And Hernandez can't quite get there. Detroit City's going to look to counter pretty quickly here. And they do. They get it out to the left-hand side. But whether it was a cross or a shot, it goes good 20 feet over the bar.
You're talking about with the whole new coach idea, and there is a lot of new players on their roster this year that haven't played last year, and I don't believe we'll see the true extent of what those changes have brought to the club tonight, and it could be very beneficial or very hurtful throughout the rest of the season. We'll have to just see and find out come the end of the season when we play them in the Founders Cup.
Marias now. Detroit City has dropped a little bit deeper as CFC has had more possession. Vilsharai to Soren, out to Oliveira, but he's judged to be offside.
Soren pushing further up the field as well in that outside back role.
I mentioned positional flexibility because Soren Uhashchik used to play a little bit of CDM in college at University of West Florida under Coach Bill Elliott. Some of you may have heard of before.
That does have a very familiar ring to it.
Edwardson now. He was going to play long, but no one made the run, and it's out for CFC throw-in to be taken by Montel McKenzie.
And Soren plays that very defensively minded outside back, which is very wellly contrasted by
Smarzak out to Oliveira now. Vilsharai's making a run. That's a great sliding tackle to prevent a ball across. Could have been a likely goal there, if not for that tackle.
Just very good defending there, and
CFC once again looking dangerous, especially on the break. as Joao Costa goes over to take the corner kick.
And on breakaways, we have Oliveira and Joao Costa being both outside wingers that are extremely quick.
Steinwasser again collecting the corner kick. And not for the first time tonight.
I doubt for the last either.
Yeah, I suspect you're right there. Listen to the energy in the stadium. People are still coming in.
It's filled out rather nicely as well.
Costa and Oliveira have switched sides now, with Costa going over to the left-hand side for that corner kick. Mel McKenzie with a steal. A good ball in behind for Joao Costa now. Ref's playing advantage. Costa goes by a man. He's going to cut it back and serve. The referee waves off any potential foul, much to the chagrin of the fans at Finley Stadium. I wager that the referee thinks that Costa went down a little bit easily, as Hernandez appears to have played the ball with more of his arm than his shoulder.
Yeah. I'm surprised that wasn't a yellow there, because it did look pretty intentional.
I'm just assuming it's a friendly.
Yeah. The ref doesn't want to give out too many cards. Like you were talking about the potential penalty call. This early in the match, the refs aren't probably going to give that as easily as they would later on. And
I wonder if the ref would have given that potential foul if it was another 2 yards to make it outside the box.
I personally believe so. Penalty calls do bring up a whole new idea in the ref's head with whether it should be or shouldn't be a foul.
Edwardson. McKenzie can't quite get there, and Cisse into the side netting.
It's a very good chance.
I was worrying a little bit. He needs to tighten up defensively a little bit, not forget to make sure they mark their man.
Yeah, Cisse got a fairly open chance there. And
yeah, the ball appeared to just graze Montel McKenzie's head, but did not do enough to change the physics to take it out of the reach of Amadou Cisse.
He did it with a lot of power as well.
Jamaica goes long. Yes, he's going to try to keep possession here. As Detroit City puts the press on. Moraes plays out through the middle. Out to Sorny has check. Sees a run from Max Vilscherei. That flag stays down. Vilscherei's looking. He's going to take it on. And the shot leaves a little bit to be desired. There was a bit of an underlapping run by Felipe Oliveira towards the middle, but Vilscherei decided to have a go.
Just hooked it.
Drags it wide.
It's a good ball from Yazchek, though.
Great ball, great run.
Unlucky on the finish.
Steinwasser will take the goal kick. And the referee's going to call a throw in.
In the last few minutes, Chattanooga has looked the more dangerous side to me.
This is tended to happen over the years, and CFC's got to be able to take advantage of it. As Mariah steps in, they can't control. And that's a ball in behind. Dunstan shepherds off Sean Lawson, and D'Amico collects and immediately throws it out towards Montel McKenzie. Costa now. Costa running. Tries to slip it into Juan Hernandez, but can't. Lawson's offside there. Can't participate as Dunstan will send it over to Marias. Smarzak to Hernandez, but he plays it right to a Detroit City player. And we'll have a little bit of possession for Les Rouges.
It seems like Detroit's almost lost their focus on possession that they had in the first minutes of the match. Trying to go more direct.
It seems that CFC's gotten a little bit sharper. They clogged the midfield a little bit in the start. Now they're starting to press a little bit more, trying to cover the in behind and over the top ball. Marias is able to intercept, but it's out for a...
It's offside call.
It'll be a CFC ball. And it looks like Marias is going to take this now. As CFC has gotten chances, it's going to be important to put one in the back of the net at some point. This, although not to the degree of the game last year, but CFC definitely needs that ruthless finish. Miyachi out to Marias.
As they get more shots on target, I believe that finish could come. But they really haven't had a lot of shots on target this
Marias
match.
stays going forward now. And Miyachi's going to have to clean it up and possibly put it in behind towards Oliveira, towards Max Wilshrive. But Steinwasser's there first. Steinwasser's going to roll it out towards Chrysler. Back to Steinwasser now. And he's being told just to play along. And he does towards the right-hand side. McKenzie loses the header, but Jordan Dunstan's able to easily collect. Miyachi now in midfield. Taking a little bit larger role. He's going to go forward here. And
Very
the referee
shocking no call.
does not blow his whistle for a foul.
It did look like a very clear foul from our angle. It looked to be clipped, but the ref may have saw it differently. And it looks like the coaching staff for CFC have made sure the fourth official knows their standpoint on it.
City's going to have a throw-in. City fans in full voice. Another throw in now. And they're going to switch the play to keep a little bit of possession. Hernandez puts on the press inside his own half. And that's a shot attempt, but Phil D'Amico's got an easy save.
Bit ambitious shooting from that far out.
Maybe it was a step off of his line, but quickly recovered. A comfortable save. Jack getting forward again. Plays it into Vilsharai. Over to Smarzot. Steinwasser saves it. Spilled it first, but is able to recover for the second save. And now City's going to try to break pretty quickly. Hernandez is able to poke it out of play.
It's a very good shot.
Smarzot with a great run there. Had an option to go out wide, but went ahead and took the shot himself. And it was hard enough that Steinwasser couldn't gather it on the first try. McKenzie intercepts, but he just plays it out of play.
I believe Chattanooga will need to capitalize on Steinwasser's deflections, and maybe that will be what brings them goals, because he has deflected a couple of the balls that were shot at him out into the box, and he had to collect them on a second try. So if CFC can capitalize on that, I believe they could get some goals from it.
The Blues really do need to take advantage of these shot attempts they've had. Scoreboard still shows 0-0 as we head towards the final seconds of the 35th minute. Dunst with the header, but it's directly to Willie Spur. Smarzot takes it away and wins the throw in. And he's going to elect to have Montel McKenzie take the throw in. Hernandez. Hernandez still has possession and wins a foul. Or wins a free kick, I should rather say. Oliveira takes it real quick, switches field to João Costa. Costa in space is dangerous. And he plays a great ball out to Oliveira. Oliveira now looking, and can't quite get the shot away. And now, Detroit City have nearly some numbers as the ball plays over the top. D'Amico is going to be able to clear it up. Oh, that's what's worrying. Lawson now on the right-hand side. And he's going to play a ball towards nobody in particular.
In the last few minutes, we've seen a very good counterattack opportunity and a mistake by a CFC defense, both of which were what led to the goals that Detroit won by when they met here last time in Finley Stadium.
So he's going to keep some possession now. Edwardson. Out to Stephen Carroll. He's going to give it back to Edwardson. Towards Bakey Goodman. And Carroll now plays it in behind. And the ref is going to keep the flag down. Those a cross into the box, and wow. What a goal-saving tackle from Soren Yahaszczak. CFC defense was napping a little bit, except for Mr. Yahaszczak. Hernandez has it out wide.
But that shows his center back roots, coming all the way from the outside to take care of a ball at the near post, or at the far post rather.
Soren's speed is useful in recovering. Costa's just going to go by there on the right-hand side. He's just so fast, even with the ball. Cuts back, takes a touch, but Detroit City defender read it, but sends it straight out for a CFC throw-in. And we're not going to see the long throw of of Jordan Dunston here.
I think that's more of a option to make sure that the counterattack does not happen as easily.
With a couple of counters, or near counters in a row, it's not a surprise. Ball was also on the right-hand side as opposed to the left. Hernandez cannot slip it through towards Montel McKenzie, but Miyachi now wins it back and plays a 1-2 with Hernandez. CFC just trying to keep a little bit more possession here. Smarzak to Yahaszczak, back to Smarzak. Not a ton of movement up front for CFC. Ball needing to go side to side. Montel McKenzie plays to Oliveira. Turns his man. Oliveira now coming down the end line. Gonna cross the ball in, and it's over the head of Vilshurai, but right to João Costa. And Costa's shot comes in. Vilshurai redirects, and it's over the bar for a Detroit City goal kick. That's one of those chances you want back if you're Max Vilshurai.
Yeah, he had Steinwasser on the ground when João Costa's shot, and just a little bit lower, and that redirection would have went into the net, found the top corner, and yeah, if you're Wilshire, you would definitely want one of those again.
Steinwasser's goal kick. It's collected by CFC. All the balls pinging around a little bit in there. McKenzie goes long, but it's over the head of Vilshurai, and Chrysler just heads it back to Steinwasser. Well, we have a quick moment. The Market City Center is Chattanooga FC's official player housing partner. Luxury living at the center of it all. 728 Market Street, in the heart of downtown. Market City Center, proud sponsor of Chattanooga Football Club. Dunston heads it down, but it's over the head of Miyachi. And Lawson's in behind. Montel McKenzie can't quite get there, but he might have slowed it up enough. Marias with a good tackle on Sean Lawson. The ball goes out of play for a throw-in. Again, it's a Detroit City counterattack, and that's got to be worrying.
And Sean Lawson looks very dangerous. He is, from last season, their top scorer. And it's pretty clear to see why. He's extremely quick, and he makes those runs in behind the back a lot, winning a foul there.
Yeah, the referee's going to get, looks like Kenki Miyachi. Marcus Smarzak, excuse me. This is quite a dangerous free kick.
With our
Considering the last free kick from the opposite side of the field proved to be quite dangerous into the side netting. See if the CFC defense is a little bit more resolute.
the aerial chances that Detroit's gotten, CFC has not defended well, and set pieces seem to be something that Detroit's pretty dangerous on. So we'll see how this one turns out.
Ball's hit in pretty hard. D'Amico's going to punch. Not taking chances with that one. And Detroit City's going to keep possession.
It's a good punch by D'Amico. Good decision there.
Steinwasser goes long. Hernandez covering for McKenzie. Little over 3 minutes to go in the first half now, plus maybe a little bit of stoppage time. Ball in over the top. Dunstan heads it, and D'Amico collects.
I would say there's probably 2 to 3 minutes of stoppage time for the injury and the yellow card issued earlier in the half.
Marias now. Genki Miyachi comes, splits the defenders. And D'Amico's going to go long towards Montel McKenzie. Good ball. McKenzie struggled a little bit to collect there. But his pressure helps Smarzak win the ball. Hernandez is going to go long towards Felipe Oliveira. With
Another no call by the ref.
Oliveira's a little upset at another no call.
That one more I understand though. It did look a bit softer than the last. But
Just looks like one of those things that might get called if it wasn't inside the box.
I feel like a lot of penalty calls will be like that, especially in this kind of match.
With the CFC players in the crowd are less than thrilled with some of the calls on the field so far. As Coach Elliott makes his case to the fourth official. Back to D'Amico. Maybe one last push here before halftime.
There is plenty of time for a goal.
Dunstan goes long. Smarzak's going to collect. Sends it out towards Joel Costa. Oliveira now. Holding off. He's going to play it towards Hernandez. In towards Max Vilsharai. Back towards Vilsharai, but the defender reads the play. Smarzak kind of tosses it in. And Vilsharai is called for a push.
With the majority of the calls seeming to go Detroit's way in this opening half, I can understand why the Chattanooga players are upset. And with them having 2 potential penalties not given as well, I would say their frustration with the rest is only going to increase throughout the rest of the match.
This certainly doesn't feel like a friendly.
I'm saying the minds of everyone except for whoever deemed it a friendly in the first place, it's not a friendly. There's a lot of reputation and pride on the line in this match.
Not to mention roster spots for players on both of these teams. Oliveira is able to collect. We're heading towards the 45th minute now. Still no score. Lawson's quite clearly offside.
You mentioned about it not feeling like a friendly. It doesn't have that friendly atmosphere that the game 2 weeks ago has. And I would go as far to say as any meeting between these two clubs is not really a friendly with
This
the
is
rivalry.
a rivalry match,
Yeah.
and possibly CFC's biggest rival, especially if you consider the camaraderie among the fans, among the front offices of both clubs. If you consider the home and home series in April of last year, and the two clubs working with others to spearhead the NPSL Founders Cup.
There will be 1 minute of added time.
1 minute at a time is called. Maybe 30 seconds left now. Nope, just kidding. That is the first half with the score Chattanooga FC 0, Detroit City FC 0. What are your thoughts on the first half, Alex?
I like the way that Chattanooga came alive toward the end of the half. They seemed to perk up and wake up and play their roles as they should have been throughout the first part of the half. And with Detroit playing solidly throughout the whole half, I believe we're in for a good show the second half.
We'll see if CFC makes any substitutions in the as we hit the halftime break. We don't know for sure yet, but as always, we will let you know when we come back from the halftime break. And on the other side of the break, we will have some guests from the NPSL joining us. So don't go anywhere, soccer fans. We'll be right back. And we're back for the second half of play between Detroit City FC and Chattanooga FC. We will get you some substitutions as we see them. I see Gabriel Torres, number 7 for Chattanooga FC, subbed in at left back. And I believe that's the only thing that we've changed so far. We have 4 very special guests with us in the broadcast booth tonight. Cindy Spera, the NPSL Managing Director and Commissioner. Mr. Kenneth Farrell, the chairman of the board and also the owner of New Orleans Jesters. We have Stephen Wagner, the NPSL treasurer, and he's also with Virginia Beach City FC. And Nathan Walter, an NPSL board member from Jacksonville Armada FC. Welcome, everybody.
Hey, thanks for having us.
So what does this game between these two teams mean? Obviously, it's just a friendly, but the 4 of you are here.
Yeah, we're here to support the game. These are 2 flagship teams as we've been growing the NPSL over the last 10 years. And as we know, they're tremendous teams in the landscape of soccer in the US. We wanted to support it, especially with the NPSL moving in the direction that we're moving in. These are leaders. We want to be here, support the game, and let everybody know that the NPSL is moving up.
So you mentioned the NPSL moving up and with some new ventures. Talk about a little bit about the new ventures that's coming up for the NPSL.
Yep, so we're launching the Founders Cup following the NPSL regular season. These 2 teams are 2 of the teams that'll be in it, and it's just exciting to be moving in that direction, offering our members another level of play, another standard of play, and to give the players the opportunity as well.
And the future looks so bright with the other teams in the league that these can lead the way for us to step forward and show the direction that we're going in. So it's very important to be here for that fact.
Now, how many teams are in the NPSL competing this summer?
91 teams.
91 teams. And we've got 11 set for the Founders Cup in the fall.
Correct. Yep.
And then presumably, hopefully a few more to join the Founders Cup teams with the new professional venture starting in 2020.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's one of those things that keeps evolving, right? We keep getting more and more interest from other teams. And I think it'll be very exciting for the NPSL moving forward.
Well, that's fantastic. We can't wait to, get to the summer, see the regular season, and then to the Founders Cup.
And when you look at where obviously when Chattanooga came into this league and what it was then to what it is now, now is the time to move it forward and look at new levels and we become not only Chattanooga but the NPSL itself in tandem have become such a big staple in US soccer that I just feel that it's the right time to be here and celebrate this game, especially with these 2 teams involved. And to have Virginia Beach represented and have Jacksonville represented and see what's going on, including New Orleans, my own hometown, my own team, it's just a very exciting time to be here.
That was a Detroit City free kick that was calmly collected by Torge Weidenroth, who was another substitution at halftime, moving in for Phil D'Amico. And Hernandez wins the ball back. So, a little bit as an aside, have you guys taken any sightseeing when you've been here so far?
That's funny. This is actually my first time here.
First time in Chattanooga.
Yeah, so I got first class treatment with Tim. Tim was able to take us around and show us the city, so that's been excellent.
That's wonderful news. And you guys should know that you're welcome for the pregame or the postgame festivities at Chattanooga Brewing Company tonight.
I will keep a seat for you.
Across the
No,
stadium.
listen, I'm here with New Orleans every year, so I understand the atmosphere and what goes on in this town when this team plays. It's phenomenal to be here, and it was nice just to come and relax without having to play a game and just enjoy it. I know there's a love fest between me and the Chattanooga. But it's a lot of fun. It's so much fun. You can feel it already. You can feel the fun and the atmosphere. And by the way, the people are just tremendous. They're just so friendly, so open. We've had a great time. We've had some NPSL meetings here, strategizing for the future, and we've had a very productive weekend. To finish off with a top-class game like this is incredible.
City takes a free kick quickly. The referee says that Ruben Marias did not handle the ball, as Ruben Marias has gone forward now, looking for Oliveira. Flag stays down. Oliveira now. The left-hand side is going to cut in and take a shot. And it's parried away by Nate Steinwasser out for a CFC corner kick. Well, is there anything else you guys want to add while you're up here?
No, obviously Nathan from Jacksonville, and we're used to experiences like this in the past with the NASL and so on and so on. And it's great to come and see such a flagship team within the NPSL. And the progressions that they're going through, speak with the ownership group, understand, what they've done to get to this point, and we're excited. We're excited to see what can happen and see where this team progresses.
As you can, sorry for interrupting. As you can see, the ball was actually out for a Detroit City goal kick. We are also obviously excited for what's to come, both for Chattanooga FC, but also for our other partners in the NPSL.
It's really about the possibilities. I mean, we're really pioneers at this level and navigating new waters and moving forward with our teams and with our league. So look, again, as I said it before, very exciting, and to come see these two teams play, we're just so happy that this game has taken off, and this is becoming a rivalry as well. It was a long time coming. I know it happened last year. It's happening again.
I remember the calls between both supporters of both teams, hoping for a game between the two for several years before it actually happened. As Hernandez nutmegs a man, and the ball's out for a throw-in. Well, we really appreciate you guys being here. 4 representatives from the NPSL, and it's been a pleasure meeting you guys.
Well, look, thanks for your hospitality and thanks to Chattanooga. It's been a tremendous 2 days for us. Meeting with the club, organising the league, looking to the future, focused on the future, which is really our motto, and it's just great. It's a great synergy, it's a great partnership, and thank you again for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
We appreciate you guys being here. Smarzog with the goal! Yay! Look at that. Jordan Dunstan with a throw-in that was headed away, but right to Marcus Smarzok, who takes his chance and gives his first goal for Chattanooga FC into the top corner. What a strike by the German. That was an incredible hit. As you can see, there's a replay on the big screen. Just a sweet hit. By the way, that goal brought to you by J.D. Frost & Company, revolutionizing the accounting industry and proud to sponsor our VIPs and the first CFC goal of each match. J.D. Frost & Company. And what a way for our first goal for Chattanooga FC. Finally getting on the board. They've had a lot of chances so far. Able to finally make it happen. Oh man, they're really excited there. And Soren Yeheszczak is being subbed off now for number 14, Joanne Lately.
Yeah.
This is Lately's second appearance for Chattanooga FC. He played as a trialist in the Nashville SC game in March of 2018. Let's see what Detroit City does now to see if they can claw their way back in this, as Ruben Rise is going to kick it out for a throw-in. Alex, what'd you think of the goal?
It was beautiful. From the reaction of the crowd, you could tell how much it means to everyone here. But the saying goes in soccer, you're most vulnerable when you score. So these next few minutes will be a harsh test to CFC to see if they can keep that 1-0 lead.
Hernandez with the steal tries to get it forward to Max Vilcheray, and Vilcheray, the ball was cut out by a Detroit City defender, and the ensuing quick throw-in is collected by City. Miyachi with the good defense, breaking up play. Miyachi now to Gabriel Torres. Announced as a signee this week, along with yours truly. Although if I, for accuracy's sake, must say that the signing of me was announced on Monday of April 1st, and I think that might mean bad news for my playing career.
I saw that. I was very intrigued by that.
You know, I didn't actually know it was going to happen.
Really?
I had no idea. My phone started blowing up. And Gabriel Torres tries to slip it in, and it goes out towards Costa, and Oliveira can't quite connect. Oliveira kind of pokes it away, but just towards the City player. City have made at least one change so far. I just noticed number 44. That's Tony Lowe. And it looks like
That's a very interesting call.
a foul has been called. Detroit City will take a free kick from just outside the box.
You mentioned those calls earlier with the same sort of calls and fouls being no calls while in the box. And this one's slightly outside.
CFC is going to make a substitution now. That's number 20, Dominic Marvins. He's replacing number 15, Max Vilsharai. Marvins and Vilsharai are trialists, and Vilsharai put in a hard-working shift up top.
He played well.
And of course, substitutions. We're hoping to see some players. Free kick in the box, deflected away, sent back across, and it's going to be headed away by Gabriel Torres in the end. That ball's going out for a throw-in.
It's interesting that they have him as an outside back. His last season in college, he played as a midfielder, and now he's reverting to his original role as a defensive player.
Yeah, he played left back for the Villages SC in Florida last year, contributing to obviously the defense, but also contributing to the attack. And we're looking for him to go forward a little bit as Detroit City takes a corner kick here. It's headed out, and the lines are mostly cleared, although Detroit City's right back at it now. Ball's heading towards the corner. Marias in defense. Ball's out for a corner kick.
And you were mentioning Torres having to, or potentially pushing farther up. He did take the spot of
Montel McKenzie, who had pushed up several times in the half, as that ball is headed away by Jordan Dunstan.
So I'd say they're trying to replicate that same play style on this.
Yeah, it looks like it. Those are two similar players. As the ball is in towards number 2, that's Sab Harris, who's subbed in. But the header is right to Torge Weidenroth, CFC keeper. Hernandez now. He slips it in. Costa. He cut back, but it's just nicked away. And it'll be a CFC corner kick. Man, if Costa could have pulled that cutback off, he had acres of space.
Yeah. It's good defending though by the City player to get back and just get the ball out of play, saving, because if Costa did find that space, I believe that could have easily resulted in another goal. They would have been 2 down instead of just 1.
Another substitution for Chattanooga Football Club. The man with his first goal for the club, Marcus Smarzak, is being taken off for number 12 and the hometown kid, Caleb Cole. Costa with the corner kick now. Slow ball, easily taken care of. CFC's got a little bit of the press on still, trying to keep the City in their defensive half.
Sarazak has probably a pretty good feeling on the bench right now, having the sole goal in this match so far, and a first for CFC.
Well, it's always better to be leading than trailing, and I think that goal, not only did it mean a lot to the fans and to the players, but I think just for the psyche, you could maybe see the players be a little bit frustrated with a few missed opportunities. And Oliveira is going to win a throw in here.
If this scoreline does hold to the latter minutes of the match, you could see the desperation sink into Detroit, because they do not want to travel this far and lose a match here that they know they've won, or at a place they know they've won at before.
I wouldn't be surprised if City pushes up later in the match and CFC sits back in defensively and then tries to counter. There's a lot of speed up front still with Oliveira, Marvins, and João Costa.
It seems like the speed up front will be a real center point of the attack going forward throughout the rest of the season as well. The speed kind of forms with the play style of CFC, with the counterattacks and the quick wingers getting crosses into the box.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. And I would point out that it's not like the left back Gabriel Torres and the current right back Joanne Laidley. It's not like they're slow either. Joanne Laidley's quite quick. Typically a winger and forward, playing right back tonight, filling in for Soren Haschek.
Soren took a pretty hard knock on one of the challenges before he got subbed out.
Moraes gives it away, but Dunson's there to clean it up. And Marvins with an impressive touch, and Oliveira gives it back to him in an equally impressive way. Marvins holding it up. Oliveira with the back heel. Gabriel Torres gives it to Caleb Cole, who plays it in behind towards Felipe Oliveira. And the referee the linesman has judged that to be offside.
It seems to me like Oliveira is playing with a lot more freedom and confidence in the attacking third now.
He's playing quite direct, it must be said. George Tomikoff is in the game. As I recall, he was starting.
Yeah, I believe so.
But this is a friendly, and I'm sure that the club's worked out rules and procedures for substitutions. Obviously, both teams are evaluating players and getting guys minutes, and any substitution patterns are generally agreed upon in advance. City's going to keep possession here.
Though it may not seem like it, you do have to keep in mind this is still a friendly, and there are a lot of players that haven't played together still, and they need to figure out, both teams, which players they're going to keep in their squad for the upcoming seasons.
Miyachi took the ball away, and City headed it out for what will be a Gabriel Torres throw-in. He's going to take a few steps. Towards Marvins, flicks it onto
It's interesting no call from the AR on this near side, because from my angle it looked like Torres did a foul throw actually, which is odd to see at this level.
It looks like they've gotten Marvins there for a foul of some kind, maybe a handball. Or it was just a throw-in, and no one really knows what's going on. Ball's out of play on the far side. Be a CFC throw-in.
We got that call.
Caleb Cole now. Joanne Laidley is overlapping. Cole cuts in, slips it, tries to slip it in behind, but can't. Ruben Marias makes a play for the ball, and City kicks it out of play for a throw-in. A little bit choppy right now these last few minutes. Some new players. Game's lost a little bit of rhythm.
I think that's more the new subs getting into the rhythm of the game itself, whereas the players during the first half are used to it, and the new subs have to adapt to the challenges that are on the field, and also there's a bit of nerves always when coming onto a match like this.
Marias out to Laidley now. Goes towards the middle, towards Miyachi. Miyachi again. Costa with the flick towards Marvins, but it's collected by City, who try to play long, and Ruben Marias is there to the challenge. Miyachi plays it across to Gabriel Torres. Looks for space on the left-hand side and finds none. And Torres seemed to run out of room there. He kicks it off a City player for a throw in. Another substitution now for Chattanooga FC. Juan Hernandez is coming off the field, the club captain. And number 88, Daniel Valenciano, is coming on the field.
Do you think that's a defensive-minded substitution?
Yeah, I would have to say. As the ball goes forward, Steinwasser's going to play it out of play. I imagine that Caleb Cole will take Juan Hernandez's place as the number 10, and Valenciano and Miyachi will play in the pivot together. It looks like Miyachi's going to stay as it looks like the number 6, and Valenciano will play more of a box-to-box role. Caleb Cole tries to play a ball in behind towards Costa.
I feel like that's a good
A little
role.
too close towards Nate Steinwasser.
I feel like it's a good role for Yashi in that CDM style.
He's
role.
done well tonight so far, in
Yeah.
my opinion. He's broken up some plays. He's made passes forward. Cole with the deflection. Costa and Valenciano now. City playing through it, but end up going long. It's cut out by the chest of Gabriel Torres. Finds Cole in the middle of the park, down to Miyachi and back to Cole. Cole keeps looking around, finds Miyachi.
With Valenciano as a box-to-box player, I think that's a good decision by CFC as well, because he is no stranger to scoring goals.
Yeah, Valenciano had 4 or 5 goals for CFC in 2018, playing more as a defensive player that would go forward late. Valenciano now on the ball, looking, finds Marias, who came in to join the attack. Costa now. He's going to spray it out towards Caleb Cole, who's in some space. Cole cuts back on his right foot, sends him across, and it's just over the head of Dominic Marvins and Felipe Oliveira.
He mentions Marias' name quite a bit tonight as well. I feel like he's had a very strong game.
Marias tends to be playing from what I can tell, as a ball winner. He's reading the game. He's stepping out in front of the attacker, take the ball away. Obviously, he's got some size, although we don't know how much of that is actually just his hair. Marias, in his 45 minutes against Comunicaciones, became a fan favorite and a new starting member of the CFC All-Hair team. Cole's going to cut one out of play.
With our signings and the showings from our current defenders, I don't think we're going to have to worry too much about defensive struggling throughout this season.
I would hope not, but as we say that, Valenciano gives the ball away, but Marias is able to cut it out. Bit of a nervy moment there for CFC, but they're able to play their way out of it. Miyachi back to Lately.
That was a bit of a commentator's curse.
To Caleb Cole. He's going to play all the way across towards Gabriel Torres, who's going to take some space on the left-hand side. Valenciano now back to Cole. Again, not a ton of movement happening. Mostly standing around. Valenciano goes back down to Gabi Torres. He's going to take some space on the underlap. Miyachi out to Laidley. Plays it in towards Oliveira, who can't control. Laidley now playing defense. And the call is going to be a throw-in for CFC. Laidley shielded his man off, and the referee declared that to be legal. Valenciano sprays it out towards Gabriel Torres. Then back to Valenciano. CFC moving the ball around a little bit, and that ball is just a little bit over the head of Felipe Oliveira. And now a quick message for all those supporters groups watching the game from across the country from PrideRaiser.org. PrideRaiser is a joint project of our very own Chattanooga and the Northern Guard, supporters of Detroit, which enables supporters groups in more than 30 cities to make a difference in their communities by doing outreach and raising funds for local LGBTQ organizations. PrideRaiser. Support your local club. Support your local cause. Learn more and sign up your supporters group at PrideRaiser.org. CFC out for a throw in.
Good people for good causes.
And he plays the ball in behind for Dominic Marvins. Marvins looking, he's got a man. And the cross is, appears to be more of a shot that goes out of play.
There's been a couple of those for CFC tonight. Some shot crosses.
Briefly, and I apologize for my my lack of sponsor reading. Chai Memorial, visit memorial.org. Chattanooga Memorial Hospital, Imagine Better Health, the official healthcare partner of Chattanooga FC. Miyachi hit the deck there, but the referee keeps the whistle down, and Torres with a run, able to give it to Marvins, who gets to Caleb Cole. He's looking for João Costa, but that ball is just over the top, and Costa is not quite able to get to it. Steinwasser tried to play it pretty fast, but now City's back in their formation.
Torres did well showing his pace there, pushing up the near touch line.
He's had a couple of good runs already this half since subbing on.
Would like to see how the outside backs fit into the roles in the team later on in the season, to see if they keep with the attacking style or play more of a defensive role.
City ball in behind, but it's straight to Torre Weidenroth. Valenciano now out towards Laidley, plays it straight into Costa, who's going to spray it out towards Felipe Oliveira. Oliveira now tries to cut back to the outside, but it's calmly taken away.
Just trying to do a bit too much dribbling through those players there.
And he's going to stay down for a moment. It's a little bit worrying for CFC fans. And to take this opportunity, the Center for Sports Medicine is the official trainers and orthopedic providers for Chattanooga FC. The Center for Sports Medicine. As always, we thank our sponsors. And it appears that's going to be the last action for Felipe Oliveira. He's coming out of the game. He's going to be replaced by number 2, Cameron Woodfin. Also leaving the game is number 8, João Costa. And making his very first appearance for Chattanooga FC is the Tennessee Wesleyan striker, Harry Bagley. CFC with the press on by Cole.
I wonder if Oliveira's injury was a true injury, or maybe just a bit of gamesmanship shown, since there is...
Take a couple seconds off the clock, make the subs happen.
Or not a lot of time remaining.
Even if it's the slightest of knocks, better to be safer than sorry. So City ball sprays out to the right-hand side. But that ball is out of play, and it'll be a CFC throw-in. About 14 minutes plus stoppage time left in this game. Chattanooga FC with the 1-0 lead on a early second half goal by Marcus Marzak. City with possession again. Woodfin trying to make a tackle. City's going to retain possession.
CFC's pressing high still.
Yeah, they're trying to force the ball over the top, it seems, and Bagley just sends it out of play there. Yeah, they want the ball over the top. They're pretty comfortable with Dunstan and Marias at center backs to win headers, and then for CFC to keep possession.
And I'm glad they're doing that and not just sitting back and defending their one-goal lead. It's almost, they don't have the same poise in their attack as they did before they've scored, but it does seem like they still want to get another goal.
Yeah, more on the counter-attack, it would appear. Also, I did an injustice to CHI Memorial, and I apologize for that. It's CHI Memorial. City content to just play it around the back right now, and CFC content to let them.
It does seem like they don't want to go for that over-the-top ball that CFC is defending so well so far.
Miyachi takes it away, gives it to Cole, keeps possession. That ball's going to go back to Torre. Marvin's with the acrobatic pulled-up play. Ruben Marias is going to join the attack now after the good play in midfield. Torres down towards Harry Bagley. Bagley looks to take him on, but he's going to find the support of Torres. Torres now with a cross. That looked dangerous, had some good pace on it, but no one on the back post for CFC, and it's out for a City throw-in.
CFC has been using their width very well this half, I believe.
That's an announced attendance you just heard of, 4,129. Good crowd on hand.
And if you're watching from the live stream and are in the Chattanooga area, try to come down for our next match, which is April 27th.
CFC will be playing AFC Mobile. And it looks like Jalen Chrysler's coming back on. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee, based right here in Chattanooga. They are here for us in our communities. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee. City's going to take a throw in now. Woodfin plays the ball into 1-2 with Marvins. Woodfin chips it back, but no one is home in the center. And City is going to look to counter a little bit here. The ball is sprayed out wide, but number 25, Nick Lewin, a substitute, cannot control.
You mentioned earlier about the rotating subs being allowed in this friendly, and I think that was to the asking of Detroit. They only have 5 or so substitutes on their bench, which compared to Chattanooga is quite slim.
Yeah, I did just notice that now. That makes sense, and seems like for an early season friendly where you're evaluating players, that seems like a reasonable thing to accommodate.
Right, you do want to get players that you are evaluating in as much as possible and still have a competitive game as well, which I believe they've done a very good job of.
I think Valenciano's a little upset at the foul call there. Thinks he was kicked out at. The referee disagrees. Both the Chattahooligans and Northern Guard still in good voice. That'll be a City throw-in. It's going to come in long. Dunstan with the header away. And that shot was a weak one. It's sent out for a clearing of the lines. But Cam Woodfin's pressure forces a City header out of play for a CFC throw-in. Laidley and Miyachi combining. Laidley is fouled.
You were mentioning the two supporter sections being very lively. It's almost as if they feed off of each other's energy.
They do. Having been down there for a couple of games in the mix, they certainly do feed off on one another. And you can feel the energy in the building. 10 minutes to go in this game starts picking up a little bit. Torres played it into Valenciano, and CFC's just keeping possession. City's starting to really put the press on. Valenciano being dragged back a little bit. And Bagley's going to be judged to be offside. Referee tried to play an advantage there, it looks like.
Though the crowd definitely thought they should have got the foul for it.
I think it looked like Valenciano was expecting the foul to be called, as did most of the other players. The referee let play go.
Now with about under 10 minutes remaining and regular time, I believe that the desperation for Detroit is going to kick in. They'll want to score this equalizer.
And Caleb Cole's going to put pressure on the city keeper. And Dunson's not going to take chances with that ball into the box. He's just going to play it out for us. Detroit City corner kick.
Detroit seemed to be sending everyone up for this corner as well.
Down 1-0, that is not a terribly surprising decision, although I am sure they will be slightly mindful of a Chattanooga FC counterattack. It's not like the substitutes don't have any speed, although maybe not to the degree of Costa and Oliveira. Ball bounces in a little bit, and that's Caleb Cole, I believe, with the save. And it's Miyachi's header, and Bagley's going to give chase, and he's going to continue to give his chase. Steinwasser has to play it long towards Dominic Marvins, who wins the header to Daniel Valenciano. Marvins, Miyachi to Cole. Cole clips it into Cam Woodfin and heads it down to Harry Bagley. He's going to play it out wide to Joanne Laidley. Good little bit of play there for CFC to keep possession, tease Detroit City a little bit in the attack. Woodfin plays it to Miyachi, and Miyachi sends it over towards Valenciano, now to Caleb Cole on the left-hand side. A teasing ball from Daniel Valenciano. Cole's trying to split two defenders, but is unable to do so. But a sliding challenge to win it back, and Gabriel Torres' cross is headed away, although not completely out of the danger zone. Torres to Woodfin. And CF's got to be careful here on the counterattack. But Marias is there to help slow it down. And that's Sean Lawson with a rather astute play to go over in an opportune moment.
He was definitely looking for the foul there.
And City's going to have to take the free kick pretty quick, but it's over the head of George Chomikov, out for a CFC throw-in. Laidley to Miyachi. Miyachi down the line towards Marvins. He tries to turn. Keeps possession. Slips it in behind, but the flag is going to go up for Harry Bagley. That was tight, and that could have been 2-0 if the flag stayed down.
Yeah. It looks to me, though, like...
Is that Dominic Marvins down on the far side? Seems to be all right, being helped to his feet.
Interesting the refs' calls though throughout this match, in my opinion. It's some fouls that have been stronger haven't been called and some weaker have, and I don't think the players nor the fans are too happy with that.
City's going to spray a ball out wide. A long cross in towards the box, but Trey Weidenroth catches, holds, and stays inside the box. And is going to send it out to Gabriel Torres. Well, 5.5 minutes here left in the second half, plus whatever stoppage time is added by the fourth official and the referee.
It doesn't feel like there would be very much stoppage time.
I can't imagine. There have been a lot of substitutions, just one goal. But no real long injury layoffs as Valenciano gets the ball out to Torres. I'd say probably 3 minutes or so. Seems to be standard. Valenciano now looking. Tries to play it in behind towards Marvins, who can't quite get there, but he's going to keep the pressure on. And Marias clears the ball immediately. Harry Bagley now is going to give chase. And Lawson holds off Gabriel Torres.
Very nice dummy run from number 44.
And that's Miyachi right there, taking the ball away towards Laidley. Gets it back from K.O. Cole. A little heavy touch. Laidley cannot quite finish. That heavy touch off the ball from Cole hurt him greatly. Took the ball a little too far away.
Good effort from the outside back, though. Getting in a scoring area and creating a scoring opportunity.
CFC's got a substitute that's waiting to come in. And it looks like they're taking off Dominic Marvin's the second half substitute. Possibly a bit of an injury issue. And number 13 being subbed into the game, that's Bruno. City goes over the top, but Laidley's there. So is Marias. Can't quite clear the ball, although Caleb Cole slides in and wins it back for the Blues. Woodfin turning. Woodfin still running now. Tries to slide it across, but the ball was not where Bruno thought it was going.
I feel like the substitution for Chattanooga have done a very good job of getting themselves stuck into the match and making their presence known on the field to the other team and the coaches.
Have to agree with that there. Woodfin still pressing a little bit. We just are clipsing now, 87 minutes on the dot. So about 3 minutes to go plus stoppage time. City keeps looking for an equalizer. Torres takes that away. Valenciano with control in the middle of the field. Torres sends it over to Bruno on the left-hand side. Bruno's just he's gonna try to make a run, but he runs the ball out of play. Some of the rust that we've been talking about. Players will be able to shake that off as more training and as the regular season wears closer.
It's a good idea though, and he did well to hold off the defender trying to take the ball away from him. Just couldn't keep the ball in play.
You can tell that he may be lacking a bit of height compared to some of the other players, but he's definitely got some strength to him. Did really well to hold off play. And his defense there is going to help win a throw in for CFC.
And mentioning the height, some of the best players in the world, like Lionel Messi, are the shorter players. So that can be a very useful tool for you.
Gabriel Torres does a great job holding off the City defender, who wins a free kick. That'll allow CFC to take a few more seconds off the clock as they start really getting into match management mode. Valenciano is going to go up the line towards Gabriel Torres. Still possession. And Marias gives the ball away a little bit worryingly. And that ball's going to be a little bit too far. The City attacker might have been offside, but Torge Weidenroth collects it calmly. And he's just going to go long towards Cam Woodfin, who misjudges the ball. Cole. Cole going past people. Cole looking to cross it in. And he can't get it past the first defender, but bad clearance, and Cole's on the ball again now. And he's going to take it to the corner, waste some more time here. What an inventive ball towards inventive through ball towards Cam Woodfin, and City player reads it and sends it out for a CFC throw-in.
I feel like Chattanooga want to see this match through, but also would really like a second goal to secure the win.
I would personally enjoy a second goal to get my heart rate down a little bit, as there are about 15 seconds left in normal time. Weidenroth's just going to go long here. A little bit too far for Laidley. And Marias sends it out of play. And now we are into stoppage time. Two minutes of extra time. Marias is going forward still. Marias has to spray it out towards Bruno, but it's just a little bit too long. He had a ball possibly for Harry Bagley on the throw or on the through ball, but tried to go out for Bruno to take some time. Good read by Miyachi. And Valenciano earns a much-needed free kick.
I'd be surprised if they take their time with this free kick.
I can't imagine there's any rush at this point. Only 2 minutes for stoppage time, so Dunston, he's just gonna go for the corner now. And Caleb Cole's gonna try to shepherd this thing out of play for a throw-in, and he does. Laidley, Miyachi. Miyachi back out to Laidley. Some step overs, some fancy footwork. Laidley gets by, he's gonna cross the ball. In towards Bruno. Bruno over the bar. That would have been the exclamation point on tonight, my friends.
That was a very decent effort. And not too far off. Those side volleys are hard to hit and hard to keep low. And he struggled with enough power. You would have had the keeper beat if he kept it on target. Steinwasher is going to go long here.
And it's controlled by Laidley, but Cam Woodfin can't get a read on it. Valenciano slides in and is able to help keep possession, and that's the final whistle. Chattanooga FC wins their 100th game in their long history, and they also earned their first win over Detroit City FC. Those ties are now 1-1 and 1. And there will be 2 more meetings between Chattanooga and Detroit later this fall in the NPSL Founders Cup. Those games are at Detroit on August the 17th and in Chattanooga on October the 5th. Alex, a 1-0 win for Chattanooga FC. What'd you like? Maybe what'd you want to see more of? And by the way, just listen to that crowd.
Yeah, the fans are loving the win. And you mentioned the 1-1 record now between the clubs, furthermore cementing that rivalry that these clubs have. I think it was a good showing from Chattanooga. They have clearly played well defensively enough to keep a shutout and scored a goal to win the match. I think they need to work on getting their chemistry better, and that will come throughout the remainder of the season. This is very, very early days. And once they get that down pat, they get their players, they get their formation, they get their chemistry, I think we're looking at a very strong CFC for this season.
CFC played rather well defensively, as they mostly did against Comunicaciones. It seems to be a strength for the team this season. The Clumpies' man of the match was the goal scorer, game winner, Marcus Marzak.
I don't think tonight's going to be a night he forgets anytime soon.
I certainly would not. As the city players and the CFC players make their way over to the respective supporters groups.
That's, I think, the best part about this kind of match is the supporter sections, respectively, have been vocal all night and have made for an atmosphere that makes you want to be in the crowd, makes you want to be in the stadium.
There is no better place to be on a Saturday night in Chattanooga than a CFC game. There's just simply nothing better. And once again, the atmosphere was top notch. Obviously, dueling supporters groups makes things even better. And a good performance from the team. A lot of new faces, a lot of trialists. As we bring the team back in 3 weeks for the AFC Mobile game. We'll start to get regular games going on, and I think we'll see a lot of chemistry heading into the NPSL regular season. Well, folks, from all of us here at the...
I didn't leave a jacket here, did I? Oh, okay.
For all of us here in the press box, I'm Matt Caniglio. friend Alex on the call, Eldo conductor, and everyone else. Thank you all so much. We'll see you next time for Chattanooga FC.